Alrighty. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the live stream. Today is Wednesday, January 4th, 2023, and I'm excited to jump into the charts with y'all today. First off, I haven't taken a look at anything in the market today, so let's jump in and let's just see what's moving. And let's get a screen share going on here. There we go. Alrighty. Alrighty. So market is super volatile, but definitely headed towards the downside. We're running at 38.50 right now, which is up from yesterday. But you can see this big heavy drop here at the open. I want to say this is the open. I don't know. Looks like it. Actually, this is 7 o'clock. So our open right here. So at the open, we just had a large bounce off of VWAP after a drop. So it dropped down to VWAP pretty heavily, then ripped up, hit our upper band of the VWAP, which we've only recently started using. But I really like this this extension of the VWAP indicator. Like I said, I got it off my mobile phone, and I was basically like, wow, it just keeps bouncing and rejecting at these levels. Why don't I have this on my actual charts? And so added it, and here we are. Rejected there, came back, tested VWAP again, bounced again rejected at the upper band of the VWAP here, right around 656, and ripped all the way down heavy, like really heavy, from 75 all the way down to 40, and now we're working on a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. Y'all remember that? I can't remember what artist that was. Like some late 80s, early 90s hip hop. Okay, so we're coming up here. You can see that we rejected the 50 EMA once, but when we rejected the 50 EMA, it's important to note that the moving averages of the 9, the 12, and the 26, specifically the 9 and the 12, were actually below the EMA 35. So now that the 9 is above the 12 and we're approaching the EMA 35, if we get this crossover above that 35, what that's really going to do, it's not going to be some big, uproarious move, but what it will do is it will give us confirmation that we may actually end up getting a rip through this 50 EMA. You can see that the movement is pretty volatile just in the movement in and of itself, which indicates that we have pretty decent volume. Taking a look at the volume profile, yeah, you can see we're trading about anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000 contracts a minute, which is a lot. Through November and December, we were basically trading around 2,000 contracts a minute. So our volume is operating at about double of what we've been operating at in the last quarter of the year. A lot of sell-off coming in. You can see the sell-off pressure showing up on the Bulls Bears, and just kind of bouncing around this 38.50 level. I feel more confident that this is going to break to the upside, even though we're getting this selling pressure. And the reason why I feel that confidence is because we do have this 1226 crossover, 9's above the 12, and we're approaching the EMA 35. I think this is a temporary pullback that is really finding support around 38.50. In fact, I'm going to bump this up to 12 ticks, and I'm going to look for an entry around like 49 or 50 area. Let's go with 50. So we entered at 38.50, and I'm looking for 12 ticks. That'd be a move up to 53, which would be just above this 50 EMA moving average on the 1 minute chart. Gonna jump to the 3 minute chart. Just take a look at what we got going on here on the TTM. Apparently we only entered with 1 contract, so I'm actually gonna bump this up to 3 more contracts and take another position here at, if I can get in. It's running too fast for me. All right, we've got another position at 49.50, so it puts us at, kind of an average. I'm gonna have them both get out of 53. So on the 3 minute chart, you can see that we've been stacking on the TTM. Our stack looks like we had this red at 14 exactly, which is really uncommon. And then we went to 13.2 to 11.9 to 10.5. So we are getting some buying pressure from that side. We are long 4 contracts. We are getting some buying pressure in the overall. Pulling back some. Switching back over to the 1 minute chart. Oh, and I need to check the 5 minute chart still showing red on the TTM. Obviously, this big heavy red candle here on the 5 minute chart is very foreboding. 9.9 to 10.2 to 10.4 on the TTM5. So the TTM5 is practically flat. We could get out with a little bit of profit in this trade. I don't know why it's calculating it at like 12.50 because we should be moving by $50 at a time. By the way, guys, that was our Discord group there. That's okay. It is calculating $50 at a time. It's just the numbers are weird. That was our Discord group, by the way. We do have an awesome community there. Y'all should check out our Discord group. If you want a family of optimists that are interested in what you're doing, futures trading, forex trading, cryptocurrency, entrepreneurship, philosophy, all those good things, you guys should check out our Discord group. There's a link in the description. It's just joelstraight.com/discord, but you can also just click the link in the description. Join in, say what up. We will very warmly welcome you. Movement is 10.2 to 10.7 on the 5 minute chart. Because the movement on the 5 minute chart is actually a little bit more aggressive to the downside, I do have some hesitancy about maintaining this trade. On 3 minute side, on TTM, went from 11.9 to 10.4 to 10.2. So kind of some flattening out there. Again, bringing in more hesitancy on this trade that I may cut, but I could cut it with a micro profit. I have been seeing it pop up into the green. 50 is our entry zone. I do feel pretty confident about this trade. We have tapped over 53 one time and got really close. Actually, the second time too. Really, actually, 3 times on this 3 minute chart. So I think that I will maintain this trade, but I don't know if I'll keep it to the full 53. I could cut it now and take, a little over $500 in profit. 10.4 to 9.6 on the TTM3. Our next 3 minute candle is going to be at 7:45, which is just in about 2 minutes. Gonna jump back to the 1 minute chart so you get a little bit more of a granular assessment. I think I may end up pulling this trade. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it there and take a little over $300 in profit. Of course, right when I cut it, it bounces up heavily and actually would have taken our full trade. Almost. It was 1 tick below our sell order. That's cool. I'm happy with $362.50 in profit. Not bad for our first trade of the day. What's going on, Tiny? So happy to see you here. Hey, guys, we do have a couple people chilling out. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. I have a little sample tracker thing. They must have updated this. That's weird. See if I can get rid of that thing. Banners. Here's how you do it. Pink. There we go. Alrighty. You need to warm up your beans. You're green 129 bucks. That's awesome, Tiny. As I know that, like, just even a month ago, you were like, super stoked when you were talking about being green like $5, $10 or even $20. So getting green $129, like, I'm really, really happy and excited for you on that, because what that really shows is that you're expanding that financial thermometer that we talked about. If you guys remember, we talked about expanding your financial thermometer. Look at that, man. Wow, I wish I would have kept that trade on the table. Look at that. Ripped all the way up from 50 all the way into the 60s. Still continuing to rip. Just going to join the bid here. Trying to take advantage of this. I don't know if it's going to let me in or if I'm going to enter way too high. Took that trade off there for another $225. It was a very, very nice rip. That's what I was looking for on the TTM, and that's what I was describing, was this momentum breakout. That's why we took that original trade, ripping up now to 65 and coming up and hitting a little bit of resistance, but not much. You can see it's very heavily skewed towards the buy side. As you can see on the bulls bears, we're running up into resistance on 65. I may try to get an entry around 60 if we have that kind of volatility. Maybe 62. We'll see what happens with it. See if it pulls back some. My focus really is on trying to get really good entries. If y'all were here yesterday, I was talking about that. One of the issues that I've been really struggling with is getting really solid entries and entering it a little too high on a lot of my trades. And so I'm trying to really work on my ability to get solid entry points. You can see that very clear resistance there at 65, but massive volume. I mean, this is 8,000 contracts. The previous candle was 8,000 contracts. So we're having really like this just super big increase in contract size, or volume size, I should say. Go for another 12 ticker. Trying to enter off 62. We did get the entry on 62. I'm looking for a push back up for a test of 65. Maybe a little too aggressive for where this is, considering this already made such a massive move. But in fact, you know what? I think it is too aggressive. I'm going to drop down for an exit off 64 if I can. But so far so good. Now we're looking for a crossover of the 5,200 moving average, and we'll see how far off that is. It's actually not very far away. You can see the 50 is closing in on the 200 moving average, and if we get that, then we do have a really strong push for some really strong bullish momentum. We did get our way all the way up above the volume weighted average price, so I could see some pullbacks potentially to the VWAP, maybe even possibly to this 200 moving average, which is a little above the VWAP. But we are definitely setting up for some really nice bull runs today. Currently up $1,025 off of 3 trades, and there is that full 12 ticks. So we could have held it for a little bit longer, but that's okay. I'm really happy with 8 ticks. That's a nice trade. 864 contracts is definitely worth plenty. It's like worth $500. So. Maybe it's worth 400. I don't know. I don't remember. Either way, it's profitable. A lot going on today. Really awesome movement. Super huge volume, but somewhat predictable movement and setups, which is great. Oh, Tiny, that's awesome. As low as 23, but building it back up past 26K. That's so awesome. I know that you got a ways to go, Tiny, but at the same time, like, your financial thermometer just in the last like 2-3 months, I've seen it expand, just based off your results. Plus, I see that you're getting more and more consistent results in your trading, and that's awesome. Because like yesterday, for example, you were self-aware enough to be like, okay, I can tell I'm gonna overtrade, so I'm gonna walk away. And the fact that you did that, like that right there, it shows the skill and the stoicism necessary for a real trader to have a real opportunity at success in this niche. Taking an entry here for this potential flag breakout. I'm going to keep it very tight and just look for a scalp here because this could go against us pretty easily. $7.7 to 8.3 to 8.5. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cut this trade. Loss of 400 on that. I actually lost of 450 on that one because the market order took a little bit longer to get out. That's okay. Up 575 on the day. Ain't tripping. Let's go ahead and jump to the 3-minute chart. You can see that on the 3-minute chart, we went from 8.4 to 5.5 to 2.9, 3.0. So here's that pullback that I was describing would likely happen. I don't think that this pullback is going to drop below VWAP, and I think it's going to be a pretty minimal pullback. We may actually end up holding 60 and ripping off of that. Wow, that would have been a really good entry point there off 61. Let's see if I can get another shot at it. Doesn't look like it. Let's try another shot off 62. Entered off 62. And we've got this resistance at 65, so I just think that I'm going to try and get out of 65. Do have this 3-minute flag. We're really close to a cyan switch on the 3-minute chart. Just about $1 away from our exit point. Hands over the cover button. May just take this profit. I think that this is going to pop up. It looks like it's going to pop up. Looks like a breakout. Smells like a breakout. There's the breakout. There we go. So that was 12 ticks on there. So even though we lost on that previous trade, off of this trade, we actually ended up getting all that, gaining all that profit back and then some. So we did end up making a little bit more. We do have this possible crossover coming in for 5,200 cross on both the 1-minute and the 3-minute chart. The 1-minute is a little bit more convincing, obviously, because it's a lot closer. But you can see that there is some cooling off here. If you look at the bulls bears, you can see that there's a little bit more sellers beginning to happen. Like I said, I could see this pulling back to around possibly the 200 moving average, but I think it's going to pull back more to like the 9 EMA. If we do get this pullback, you can very, very clearly see this flag. It's like a textbook flag on here. There's even a Mario candle on the way. You can see that Mario right there. Let's see what happens. There's definitely some leveling off and a lot of resistance at 65. I'm gonna let myself cool down a little bit. I've been trading pretty heavily just since I sat down because there's just so many moves right now. I'm excited to get back to the evaluation, but I'm still not there yet. So I'm gonna give that a little bit of time. But I am excited to get back to that. Today would have been an awesome day to be trading in that evaluation. I want to get funding so bad I can taste it. I like that. When you want funding as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll get funded. Y'all know who Eric Thomas is. Eric Thomas is a badass. It looks like a breakout, smells like a breakout. Yeah. Here's the thing though with this like you can see the whole reason why I let this cool is that, like I said, I think this is gonna have some bounce off the 9, and there's literally a bounce off the 9 right there. So I could be taking these 9 EMA like these 9 EMA bounce scalps, but I don't want to because I really want for this breakout to consolidate and pop. As you can see, we've been going now since 7:45 at the top of this breakout, and we're currently at 7:55. So we have 10 minutes riding along this flag here, and you can see that we're kind of popping up and off from this 9 EMA. We did it here, we did it here, here, and here. So we've had 4 out of 10 candles pop off that 9 EMA. That's 40%. It's a pretty decent amount. And you can see this one wick down to a little below the 12. But I think that our next breakout point is going to be when this 50 EMA crosses over this 200 EMA, or sorry, 200 SMA. But we do only have 5 minutes left in the hour. So at the top of the hour, we may look for a potential rip. Now, here's the other thing to think about too, is that, I don't know if this is something to think about, but one of the patterns that I've noticed is that a lot of times it doesn't rip at exactly 8. It usually rips between 8 and 8:03. So I don't know what that's about, but that's the jam. All right, so we did get the cyan switch, 2.96 on the yellow to 0.7 on the yellow to 2.12 on our current 2.2, which is really pretty good momentum. It does bring in a little bit of confidence for this breakout to actually happen. It looks like it's about to take place. I'm going to switch to the 5-minute chart before I answer. The 5-minute has a possible crossover the 12.26 right now. You can see the 9 is above the 12. We're approaching that 26, and TTM move looking like 6.7 to 4.8 to 3.0, which is really strong momentum. This is coming in really hot. I can see this running up to 70. I'm gonna pull back a little bit on the chart here and look for where, yeah, you can see right there at 69, we had resistance for several minutes. So if we do take a trade off of this, I'd be looking to get out at like 68.50 or something like that. In fact, I'm gonna go for, I was gonna take that entry there. I guess I'll try to take the entry off of 65. Okay, we got the entry on 65. Looking to get at 68. This breakout should be coming in inbound very shortly. How much time do we have till 8 o'clock? We've got just over 2 minutes. Now, I should have gone for the entry off 64, maybe 64 and a half. Could have gotten in maybe, a few ticks lower. We do have this crossover inbound on the 5-minute chart. Crossover inbound. I played too much Halo. By the way, if y'all play Halo, y'all should find me. I'm not gonna tell you my gamer tag, but not yet. But I'd love to see you on the field. Heavy resistance out there, 65. I think that I have a lot of confidence in this because there is a lot of volume in here, and I don't think that the market makers are gonna try and fight this. I actually think that they'll push it. Breaking over 65 now, tapping 66. I'm on the 5-minute chart because I'm really waiting for this 8 o'clock breakout. It's just about 30 seconds. I want to see this be a 5-minute breakout at 8 o'clock. I want to see if we get this 1226 crossover at 8. We're super close to it, and we're going in the right direction, so that's a good thing. 10 seconds. Breaking above 66. All right, new candle opening. A little bit of an open on red, but that doesn't really matter. 4.8 to 2.5 to 0.1 on the TTM 5-minute chart. There's the 9 crossing above the 26. The 12 is just kissing it. And I think that it will actually cross above it during this 5-minute. I'm going to switch to the 3-minute chart and see what the jam is there. 3-minute looking like 2.2 to 5.6 to 9.2 on the TTM3. That's a lot of momentum coming in on the 3-minute side. Gonna switch to the 1-minute, see what the jam is there. 1-minute has this kind of like leveling, kind of a slow grind to the upside. We're running on this 65 zone. I don't like that pullback right there. That's pretty heavy. I may end up cutting this trade. I can tell you that that was a heavy pullback there, from 65 down to 62, 12 ticks on the downside. But I think this is gonna rip right back up. At least ripping back up to about 65 is our entry point. I'm gonna try and get out of 66. I did think that this is gonna rip up to 68 area and hit resistance there. I actually think it was gonna hit resistance around 69, but you know, I try to get out before then. I'm not trying to like stay in these things, like, you know, I'm trying to invest in this. I'm trying to trade it, not invest it. Resistance even further off of 65. See, what I don't like here is on this breakout here, that we're getting these, like, we're cooling on the TTM 1, but on the 3 and the 5 we're building. So I don't like that, and the reason why I don't like that is because we may experience some heavy pullbacks while we wait for the 3 and the 5 to build. Now the 3 already built up, but the 5 isn't there yet. This is really a 5-minute setup. 5.6 to 4.6 on the TTM1, moving at a momentum point of a drop of about 1.0 per minute. Look at that volume, just like that volatility on a single candle. I mean, we're running from like 62 up to 64 in a single candle, and like we haven't seen this kind of volatility since, like, I don't know, last June. You know, before that, like pretty much since June, we've just been trading like super low amounts of contracts. Looks like I should have got out up here on that one, but we didn't. So here we are, and we may be looking to cut this trade. We're down, but not like excessively, so that's a good thing, because we do have a lot of buyer support here. Checking in on the 3-minute side so I can gauge what the next few minutes are going to look like. 8.7 to 9.9 from our previous of 5.6. So that shows me that we're slowing momentum on the TTM3. And so because of that, I'm really been like debating cutting this. I'm going to cut it. Lost at 350 on that, still up $825 on the day. Watch, it'll probably rip because I cut it. They're like, he's out, rip it. I think every trader has experienced that. Crossover inbound makes me think of getting on or off the freeway in oh, so it used to have this old Garmin the GPS thing way back in the day before we used like phones for GPS, and like anytime I would have an exit coming up, first off, it gave me like way too many directions. So it but every time I take an exit, it would say take slip road. I was like, what the hell is slip road? I'm like looking around for this thing called slip road, and I was like, I can't find this thing, slip road. And I was like, I've been driving around these streets for years. I don't know where no slip road is. And that apparently it was in uh, like European English, like British English, and I don't know. Slip road is apparently an exit, and but it would tell me like 2 miles before, and then like a mile before, and then like 3/4 miles before, then like half a mile, and then like a 1/4 mile, and then on it. But the on it would always be past it, which was like, wow, old times. Okay, so we did have the TTM build on the 5, but at a downstrike. Ooh, I like that phrase, downstrike. I've never heard that before. Let's see, 4.8 to 2.5 to 1.0 to 1.0, so negative 1.0, a yellow, to a 1.0 positive on the TTM 5. We did get that. No, we just got the 1226 crossover on the 5 on this current candle. So I think that we may be looking for about 815 or so for the breakout. Pulling back down to 60 now. You can see a bounce off there off the 9. I'm going to switch to the 3-minute because I'm going to take a look on that 5200 crossover on the 3. Okay, so the 5200 crossover is basically happening right about now. I'm going to look at entering here off of 61. Entered on 61, and I'm looking for a push up to 65. I'm going to drop this down to 64.50 in a 61. Switching over to the 1-minute chart, which if you look at the 1-minute chart, you can see that this is pulling back a lot. But the reason why I'm still bullish on this has a lot to do with the 3 and the 5. I don't like that this 9 dipped below the 12 on the 1-minute chart. And we do have a fresh TTM switching over to yellow, switching to red. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we won't get a nice big pop here. A lot of times when the 26 and the 12 are nearing each other, sometimes we get this massive influx of volume. I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but because this is kind of a more rare move, but it does look like it's going to happen. When I say more rare, I mean like the 1226 is far more possible, and it did rip up. I'm going to just cut it there and take that profit. So we did take that loss on the previous trade of about $400, and that brought us down to 825, but now we're back up at 1325. I don't know why this is on 20 ticks, but I'll go for 8 ticks here, and I'm gonna look for an entry off of 6350. Entered there 6350. I want to get out at just like 64.25. Just looking for like 3 ticks up. Just take a little scalp. Got that. It definitely is popping up towards 65. There we go. Tap 65. Here's that rip. Rip up to 66. This is the rip I was talking about. This is why I wasn't so concerned about the red on the GTM there, is because I could see it building on the 3 and the 5. So if it wasn't building on the 3 and the 5, or if it was leveling out, I wouldn't have taken these trades. So I very specifically was using the 1, 3, and the 5, and utilizing all 3 of those TTMs together in order to formulate these trades right here. And that brought us up to 1,475 a day. Getting a pullback again off of that 65. Super heavy resistance. Because how strong that resistance is, we may actually end up in a position where it doesn't actually break out here and it falls back down to bearish territory. I don't think that's going to be the case, because I do think that the 50 is going to cross over the 200 on the 1. When that does, I think that we'll get that full-on rip. But you can see right here on the 3-minute chart that the 50 actually did cross over the 200 moving average, just barely, but it is there. Um, so there is a high likelihood that we're going to have continued bullish action on this. And you can see the TTM still building from 10 to 11.2 to 11.7. So only a half a point move to the upside on the TTM3. But this is looking better now than it was earlier. Um, in fact, there's that move up to 68 that we were talking about earlier. This is where I was taking that trade off of this one here, trying to get out of 68. There's that tap on 68. Watch out for rejection off 70 though. I'm going to take a trade here, but I'm going to be very cautious, and I'm just going to take some scalps. I'm trying to enter on 68. So we did enter a 68, and I honestly think I entered a little high because I can see that this we're getting some pullback here, and that's a lot of selling pressure off that wick. So I'm gonna actually just cut this trade. I don't know. Actually, we're getting some buying pressure. Nah, I'm out. So loss of 400 on that. Up 1075 on the day. Really kind of a slow grind up. Basically because I'm taking a win and I'm taking a loss. The really nice part, what I'm really grateful for, is that my wins have been bigger than my losses. So at least we're moving in the upward direction. And that's what we want to see. Sometimes it's just like that. You just got to deal with the loss as well as the wins. And you know what? Dealing with loss is a part of life. So you can't win unless you lose. And you know what? You win some, you lose some. Heard that my whole life. For all my Big Sean fans out there. By the way, guys, if you guys like music, inside of our Discord group, there is a playlist that I posted up there. It's kind of my personal trading playlist. It's something that I do, like if I'm trading by myself and I'm not using this necessarily DRM free music. Sometimes I'll play that. It's one of my favorite playlists. So it's also one that helps with your own psychology as well. I do have a lot of trading playlists that I put together over the years. And maybe I'll share those in the group. But they are not DRM free music. So those are things that cannot be put on the internet. At least not by me. So those are available in the group. It's just a playlist though, so I'm allowed to share playlists, and then I can share those, and you guys can go check them out. So it'll bring you to like a Tidal webpage. I use Tidal for my streaming service. So but yeah, I guess here's that breakout, man. This is the breakout I was looking for. There's that break above 70. I very much wish I was trading in the evaluation today, because I honestly think that I could really do some awesome work there today. We entered off 71.25. You know what? Once again, I need to work on my entries. I'm going to keep saying that to myself, keep saying it to you guys until I get it through my head that I have to plan my entries better. I'm going to keep saying it until I get it. Because you can see I'm grinding down my account now by not timing those entries better. And you know, I just cut that, and so now we're down at 625 on the day. Our peak of the day is 1475. Just like our peak of the day yesterday was 1550. And then we ended up grinding down to 500. So you know, it could be over trading. You can see this breakout is very evident and very clear on the TTM1. I'm trying to just take scalps, but again, my entries aren't correct. And so if my entries aren't correct, it won't matter if I take 3 ticks or 20 ticks. The entry's not there. So I'm going to let myself cool off a little bit, especially after those 2 losses. I could see a run up to this upper band of the VWAP, which is right up here at 75. And that loss that I just took, we're right back at my entry point there. How annoying. For a pullback now, I may look for an entry off of 70. We're not going to get that pullback here. Should have just held through that pullback. Look at that. Got a standing order at 71. Got a little pop up to there's a 3 ticker. So 71.75. So made 150 back on that. Up 775 on the day. Just gonna be focused on scalps now at this high level here, where it's first off, we know 70 was a heavy resistance earlier, and 75 is at the upper band of the VWAP. So there's a high probability that we're going to reject up here. So because and on top of that, if I pull this back, you can see that we made this one massive move, and then a lot of consolidation, but then we had 1, 2, and so we're like near the top of this third move. I could see that us moving up to 75 and hitting resistance up here, but you can also see too that the upper band of the VWAP is beginning to skew towards the upside. So because of that, you know, there is more opportunity there, but not much more. So there was that 5200 crossover. This is why these crossovers matter. This is why these moving averages matter. You know, this is why I keep so many moving averages on here. I'm going to remove these old drawings though, just to just remove those drawings. All right, so we're going to remove anything that's over 2 days. All right, so that's gone. It's a little bit easier to look at. My brain already feels more clear. Kind of chopping out here at 70. Looks like it's gonna do exactly what this did for a good like 15 minutes. Where was this? This is actually 45 up to 807. So this was 20 minutes of consolidation. Obviously some moves in there, but and definitely could have been scalping this. Gonna let it cool for a minute. What's up, Tobias? Let's see. We are in a premium zone, so buys can be hard to get. The best entry, yeah. Obviously, I've been experiencing that myself. Buys can be kind of challenging right here. I don't know why my font's so big or so tiny on my. That's annoying. On the banners, I'm gonna have to like see if I can adjust that somehow. But yeah, like I definitely think that, you know, you are correct, Tobias. I think that we are in a zone where it's it can be challenging to get buys. Also, I think that, you know, up in this area here, we're really hitting a lot of resistance up at 3870. Which, if we go back in the chart, there was a lot of resistance here along 3870 as well, right in this zone right there, and then back here, here, and here, where we had a lot of rejections off of 70. We did have some pop-ups to above 75, but you can see they're more minimal. This is basically here. Sorry. Basically here and right here. And so it's a really like minimal amount of evidence in the zone that we could pop up and break through the 70 area. There's more evidence that we would reject off of 70. But when we look at the moving averages, when we look at the TTM chart as well, we do have that sort of the buyer momentum. We've got the 5200 crossover. We're running 9 above 12 and 26 above and above 26. I don't like the 26 above 35. That indicates future bearish action, but at the same time, that future bearish action could be a while. So it's very minimal in regards to the other factors that we have moving for our bullish action. Which we've got this TTM on the bull side with the TTM cyan on the 1 minute chart. We go to the 3 minute chart. The 3 minute also got a 5200 crossover as well. I would be worried about a rejection here off of the upper band of the volume weighted average price. Let's see what else we got going on. So this is kind of a good thing. The 35 is moving above the 50, so 35 is moving into its rightful place on the moving averages on the 3-minute chart. 5-minute chart. 5-minute, we do got this TTM from 1.4 to 6.6. Wow, the 8.7 on our current. So still stacking some momentum. And we do have, let's see. So on the 5-minute side, we actually never really got that 5200 crossover because we got it a long time ago. And when it was dropping, the 50 never dropped below the 200. So that indicates a little bit even more future momentum to the upside. I'm gonna try and take a scalp here off of 70, just for a little pop up. There we go, a little scalp there. Up 925 on the day. Our peak of the day was up 1475. Again, guys, this is all in paper on this particular account. I will get back to trading my evaluations soon. But not there. Start looking for a short. Yeah, I actually agree with you here, Tobias. I would start looking for a short entry. I think that is a sound logic up here at these highs. I think that's really sound logic. By the way, guys, if y'all are chilling and hanging out, please like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. And I know we're not trading in our evaluation today, but if you guys would like to earn funding yourself, check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are awesome. They have amazing customer service. It's one of the things I really look for in a company. It's something I personally like. If your customer service is not there, if your branding and your messaging is not there, and you haven't taken the time to present yourself properly to the market, I don't want to work with you. And the reason why is because I think that companies that take the time to present themselves properly are companies that genuinely care about their own quality. So you can actually earn funding as low as 10K and as high as $300,000. So you could literally trade with the equity of an entire house if you wanted to. There is a link in the description that will lock in a lifetime discount. That promo code is JSBEST and the link in the description, and that's how you lock that in. But that discount is lifetime, so you'll get that forever. As long as you keep your account active, you'll get that discount. But this does allow you to. I'm personally trading on the 50K evaluation as well as the 100K static evaluation, which is two different account styles. But the 50K evaluation allows me to take 8 contracts in the mini. It's quite a lot. We're 80 micros. I don't normally trade 8. I usually trade 4 to 5. But yeah, you can trade up to 8 if that's your risk tolerance. Profit target of 3,000 with a max drawdown of 2,000. Just make sure you click the see more details link next to each account type, so that you can understand the rules and regulations behind that account style. They did just recently add this 150K static evaluation. This is new. This has a profit target of 4,000, but it does allow you to take 4 contracts of the mini. This one is really cool. It does give you a max drawdown of $1,250. Excuse me. I actually did not know that this was here. I just noticed this just now alongside you. And this is really cool because it would give you access to another 50K, but mainly the most important thing that I see is that it allows you 4 contracts on the mini, and that would allow you to actually get there much quicker. So for not a lot more, you do get access to 150K and 4 contracts in the mini with a profit target of 4,000 and a max drawdown of 1,250. That means one of the things I really like about the static evaluations is It's just 1250 is your drawdown, period. There's no trailing drawdown, so it doesn't like change as you go. It would basically be you start off with a 150K account, you subtract 1250 below that, and if you drop below that number, then you fail. If you don't drop below that number, you don't fail. So it's pretty cool. I didn't realize that they had that. That's a new one. So that's another thing I like about these guys is that they're always adding new stuff. Uh, they're always in their Discord group asking for feedback. Back to the charts, you can see that we're leveling off and even cooling down some on the TTM 1 minute chart. The cool rate is looking like, I like that, the cool rate. The cool rate, yeah. I never said that before, and I'm going to keep saying it now. All right, so 4.1 was our peak of the TTM 1, and now we're cooling. Going to 4.0, so almost no move there, to 4.0 to 4.0, so basically flat on that, to 3.5 to 3.1. So the cool rate is only going at about half a point, maybe 0.4 points, which is really low. It's very minimal. That's actually what you really want to see for an upcoming breakout in the near future. So that's actually pretty cool that we are cooling, but we're cooling at such a low rate that there's a high probability that we could get an additional breakout here shortly in the future. On the TTM3 though, this is less cool. I should say, it's less indicative of a breakout. Is that we're beginning to see some cooling on the TTM3. The cool rate going at 4.4 down to 4.1 down to 3.2. So you can actually see that there is less buyers up here at this higher level, and which makes a lot of sense. So you can see that the cool rate is actually increasing more on the 3 than it is on the 1. This is one of the reasons why we use multiple time frames. Jump into the 5-minute chart. 5 minutes still showing an increase, but let's see at the rate of that increase, because the 5 minute is often delayed more on the TTM, which makes sense. So we went from 6.9. Sorry guys, I got a visual impairment. For those who don't know, I do have a brain injury. From 6.9 to 8.6 to 10.4 on the current candle. So decent stacking on the 5-minute side from 8.6 to 10.5, 10.6. So a move of almost 2 points. So we have some kind of conflicting information. I'd be more inclined to follow the information that's coming from the 5-minute chart, which is showing this breakout, which actually happened as I'm talking about it. As we approach 8:30, we may get another larger breakout. 8:30 is often a breakout time. You can see we've had two 5-minute pullbacks, and now we're getting this 5-minute flag. You can see that flag is very evident right there, and hitting resistance up off 70. For a little scalp here, did enter kind of at the top, but I don't hate my entry point. Like I said, I'm going to be focused on just scalping up here. There we go. Did get that. Those 3 ticks. I'm going to be focused on scalping up here. I do see a potential move up to the upper band of this VWAP here, which is up at 77, but I would be hesitant to have it run that far. I'd be more looking for it to run to 75. It's just one of those those round numbers that that a lot of traders just kind of view as being support and resistance. So, but we are breaking above the upper wick of this candle here, this was at 73 was the peak, and you can see we're breaking above 73 now. Join the bid off 73.50. Looking for a move just up past 74. Didn't expect this to pull back that much, or just even to pull back at all, really. Off of this. Hands over the cover button. Kind of hitting our risk level area. By the way, my old risk, guys, was about 500. I'm actually reducing that down to like 300, which we did tap for a second there. I think a move up to 75 is very realistic. I'm gonna actually put this at 74.50. I definitely could have got a better entry on that. Once again, gonna keep talking about the entry points because, yeah, okay, so there's that move up 75 that I mentioned. I'm gonna keep talking about the entry points because it's something that I know that I personally need to work on, and because that's the case, I'm gonna keep talking about it. There's that rip up towards 77, break through 75 with a lot of momentum there, breaking up now to 76. 76.50 was the peak of that candle. Like I said, the upper band of the volume weighted average price is the area that I think that will likely hit. And there's the upper band right there at 77.75, selling off from there, pulling back heavily off that. And that is a lot of momentum pushing through there. Now, you can see that we hit the upper band here, 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 and here, and each time it pulled back. When we hit this upper band of the VWAP, there's a high likelihood that we're gonna pull back off of it. You can see it pulled back here, even all the way back here, which was through the middle of the night. We had a pretty heavy pullback off that and bounced off the 200 moving average. So we did peak through this. Ripping above there now, ripping all the way up to 85. That is a massive rip from 73. That is, man, I really should have taken a big swing there. A lot of opportunity at that. So how's everyone doing? I'm curious. Are you guys red, green, blue, purple? I don't know. Ripping up to 84. Obviously, after such a bearish day yesterday, having this bullish day is really nice. S&P 500 is up $38 today so far, for almost a 1% move on the day. If we go back 5 days and try and zoom out here, if we go back 5 days, you can see our peak was actually at 39.06 over the last 5 days. So we're pushing back up towards those peaks. Our low was almost at 3,800. Actually, I think it was right here, 3,800. So now we're pushing up 38.85s. We may actually come up and hit this peak on the upper band of the 5 minute chart on the 5 day. I'm gonna switch to a 1.15. Sorry, that's 1.3. Let's go to 1.5 and pull back. So our upper band of the VWAP on the 1.5 is still we're still breaking through that now. So we may be looking at 5-day highs. Probably gonna hit some resistance here at 85. Did not expect that to break that intensively to the upside, by the way. So caught me by surprise. I definitely should have been a bit more aggressive with that, but now the move's already gone, so not going to be aggressive there. We'll likely get a pullback down to this VWAP here, which is right at 80. Putting an entry here at 80.5. If we pull back that far, I don't think we're gonna. We are kind of riding around 83. We might. Where's the 9 at? 9's at 80. Well, it's not 79, but close enough to 80. We're getting Mario candle there. 5.6, 6.4 to 7.3 on the 1 minute. Gonna cut that. Doesn't look like it's going anywhere. Let's see. may try to move this onto its own panel because it's kind of blocking the Bulls Bears. Insert at 85, looking for just a dollar move to 86. Got that dollar move. We're back almost to our peak on the day. Did pop up to 87. Very nice. I'm gonna see if I can edit that study. Let's see. Which one is it? That's down here. There's open first. Where's that one? Is it on the Bulls Bears? Oh, it is. They overlay each other? I had this on its own by itself, but that was before I had the Bulls Bears. These kind of like overlap each other, and it's kind of annoying because sometimes it's difficult to see the buy and sell pressure. This is a newer indicator for me, for a newer volume indicator. Just took a quick short off of that, and I took that short based off this bearish action, like a lot of the sell pressure coming in right there. So that was just a real quick short, 3 ticks. Nothing major, but we did break our peak of the day. Our peak of the day was 14.75. Now we're up 15.75. Coffee is out, so we're switching to green tea. Maybe we'll do that. Just give it a little bit more height, make it a little bit easier to see. Taking a quick short there. Hopefully goes a little bit in our direction. I may have to cut it. Yeah, probably gotta cut that. Yeah, cutting that. Loss of 200, so we're down at 13.75. Our peak of the day was 15.75. By the way, guys, y'all chilling, y'all hanging out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. We are trying to hit 250 subscribers today. And we're very close to that. I think we're at 247 or something like that. We do have a awesome Discord community as well. So if you guys want to come in, talk about trading, talk about futures, Forex, cryptocurrency, entrepreneurship. I have a lot of experience in the entrepreneurship realm. So, if you guys have questions about starting your own business or any of that type of stuff, I'm always there talking about that type of stuff as well. So I'm more than happy to have those conversations with you. But yeah, guys. Oh, nice. Tobias Green on the day. That's awesome. Yeah, it definitely would have been crazy if I would have held it for that, length of time. But, I mean, it just happens that like when it's at these highs, man, I get a little bit hesitant to try and take swings. Once it starts getting towards the highs of the day, like I don't know. I look for swings like in this area, like when it's like these kind of breakouts here. That's usually where I'm looking to take swings. So that's my situation. I mean, that's my risk tolerance. But look at this rip. Wow, man, what a day. Why am I not training the evaluation today? From 87 ripping up to 90. That's a nice 12 tick move right there. breaking through 90. I'm gonna check this on the 5-minute chart. Five minutes moving heavy on the TTM. I'm gonna go out to a 5-day, 5-minute chart and just kind of compare this. Obviously, the upper band of the VO app dropped down significantly, but there is this other one here at 3,900. I wonder if 3,900 is going to act as our resistance zone. Such a bullish day. Currently, S&P 500 is up $45 on the day. On the 10-day side, 39.19 is our high. Started to look at some of the longer time frames to try and get an estimation of where this may stop. 3,900 is the area that I'm thinking. Okay. Let's see if I can take an entry off of 89. I don't know if it'll pull back that far, but looking to go long off of 89 for a move up to 95. Actually, I don't really want to do that. I was just trying to take some random swing. Kind of getting some flattening on the TTM. 10.8 to 11.1 to 11.0. Went short off a 90 for a 3-tick scalp. Up 15.25. Our peak of the day is 15.75. The reason why I took that short is I'm starting to see the flattening on the TTM, kind of getting a little bit of some cooling candles. If we get a second cooling candle, I'll probably take another short down to the 90 MA. So 11.0, or sorry, 11.1 to 11.0 to 10.9. Not enough momentum on either side to really take that, but dig at that doji at the top. I think this is gonna run up to 3,900. Like eventually, I don't know exactly how it's gonna play out, but I think it'll eventually run up there. This is a really, really good trading day. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Make sure you join our Discord group. Our Discord community is pretty awesome. We do have people posting up like their trade results in there. I post my trade results in there every day. On top of posting our trade results, we also do talk about like why it failed, why it succeeded, those types of things. We do also occasionally talk about entrepreneurship and whatnot, trying to start a business or online or any of those types of things. So we do, have a lot of experience. So you can see this double top here at 91.50. But yeah, collectively, it's an awesome place to be because we have people who have all different kinds of trading strategies. And for the record, I just want to make this known. There's not one trading strategy. There are hundreds or even thousands of trading strategies, and everybody kind of sees the chart a little bit differently. So that's one thing that I also really like about having other people's perspectives is because there's that opportunity of getting that sort of collective knowledge there. I tried to take a short off of 90, but it just ran past me. Now we're getting that pullback to the 9 EMA, maybe a little bit further. I tried to take that short off of 90, and man, that would have been a really nice short. Looking at 8 ticks. There was two reasons why I tried to take that short. Number one was we got two dojis at the top. Number two was I could see the cooling happening on the TTM pretty reasonably quick. 11.0 to 10.7 to 10.0 to 10.0. So getting even more like, stability up here. It's crazy. Pulled all the way back to the 12 EMA, and now we're gonna get a little pop up here towards 90. There's the pop up to 90 and the subsequent drop. Taking a short off of 90 could be a mistake. And I'm gonna look to get out at. I was trying to get out at 88. I'm gonna try to get out at 89. I got out at 89. I probably could have got out at 88. It's not there yet, but I got at 89. I'm just trying to keep it safe. Up 1,725 on the day, so that was worth $200. Probably gonna get some pullback now. My guess is that we're gonna pull back to around 80. If we do pull back that far, we are getting some bounces off of the 9 EMA. You can see are very evident here. This pull back to the 12, bounced up, dojied this, and then off of that doji from the 9 EMA, bounced up yet again to above 90. Is this going to be our push up? We've got this triple top up here. You can see one there, there, and there. I'm gonna check this on the 3-minute chart. I'm trading kind of a long period of time today, just because it's so heavily bullish. This is a rock star day, so I know I have some personal obligations that I need to get to today, but days like these don't come around often, so try and take advantage of them whenever they do. Three-minute chart starting to cool a little bit now. So last time we had the 3-minute cool, it looked like this. So basically, you got this pullback from like 80. What was that? From 71 down to a low of 66. So only $5 on the cool before it ripped up again heavily towards up to 90. So super awesome day, man. This just like days like this just don't come around often. Honestly, I should have just paid for a reset on the day, just because there was just so much opportunity. I didn't feel it was prudent yesterday, just because I'm like, okay, well, yesterday was kind of a choppy day a little bit, but today is so evidently bullish that like when it's just clear, you really want to try and take advantage of it as much as you can. 38.90 definitely our point of resistance. You can see this very evident flag here on the 3-minute side. 91.75 is kind of our peak of the day. We're chilling at 91. Trading about 10,000 contracts per 3 minutes. New 5-minute candle. So we went from 21.9 to 23.5. to 24.4 on the current. All right, so 3890 still is our support level. It's support and resistance, really, so it's both. I'm so shocked this hasn't fallen down yet. What happens next will shock me. Anybody ever like remember those headlines of just like those ads that are just like endless on any social media? Such and such trades, you know, $1,000 a day. What he learned will shock you. It's like the most lazy headline on earth. Rip up to 93. Well, we ripped up on 93 on a TCM cool candle, which happened back here. Where was it? Where we had like a rip up on a cool. Happened like right here, where we had this like rip up on the cooling candle, and then pretty good size pullback, and then like continued to rip on these flat candles before it finally actually like played out. Big sell off there from 93. Pull back to the 9 moving average, right at 38.90 again. Okay, this does look like it's getting a little bit closer to the pullback, but we may still have bounces off of this 9 EMA. Tried to take a scalp off of 91. It just didn't fill me. I was a little late. Popped up to 92. Coming up at the top of the hour here. By the way, guys, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. We are trying to grow this community because we are a community of optimists, and I personally think the world needs a lot of optimism right now. So let's gather our optimists together and let's talk about making the world a better place, making ourselves, our own lives a better place. As we make our lives better, we make the whole world around us better, because we ourselves become better people. You know, it just sort of accentuates our own goodness. And so let's do that. Join in the Discord community, like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. We are here every Monday through Friday at 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 market time. And by the way, guys, if you want to earn funding in the futures market, make sure you check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are rock stars in the industry. You can get funded all the way up to $300,000. You can start at 10K if you want to start small. Go all the way up to 300K. There is the static evaluations, which are offered at a few places, but not many. And the ones here, the one-step evaluations, these ones are a little bit less traditional than what you find at most places. There's also the end of the day drawdown evaluations if you're used to the more standard market style evaluation without the other prop firms offer. Personally, I'm working on the 50K eval and the 100K static evaluation, mainly because like this 150K wasn't available when I first set up my account. Yeah, personally with the 50K, it does allow you 8 contracts in the mini. I think that's an awesome amount to be able to work with. Yeah, why not? Let's run with it. So we are still cooling, but you can see we're continuing to get these pops. Got this double top here at 93. I want to take a scalp off of 92, but it just kind of moved past me. Let's move it up to 93 now. Again. It was a slow grind up to 3,900. There's the push. Now coming up toward 95. Here we go. Took an entry of 94 and a quarter. Got out of 95. Just taking scalps right now because we're really near the top. This is very extended. You can see the extension. The VWAP's here at 62. Now, we've talked about in the past the VWAP having an extension level of about $40 in either direction, which means that if it goes down $40, there's a high likelihood it'll pop up. If it goes up $40, there's a high likelihood it'll pop down. So we've talked about that in the past. I don't have any scientific data to back that up. All I know is what I see and the patterns that I personally recognize. So, you know, I certainly could go pour into a bunch of analyst articles, but I like trading from experience and trusting my own instincts and my own pattern recognition skills, because the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, I've always been a person who recognizes patterns. I've always been a person with pattern recognition skills, and I notice patterns where a lot of times people don't see patterns. So I follow my own instincts in that regard, and this is something I've noticed. Coming up, hitting resistance here at 95, which was to be expected. When are we going to get the fall down? I don't think we're really going to fall down much today. If we do fall back, we may fall back down towards the volume weighted average price. Or maybe towards like 38.80s. Entered off at 95, but I can see a lot of selling pressure coming in. I don't know if I want to keep this, actually. I was actually debating cutting it, which is why I was moving this bulls bears, but I'm just going to cut it right there. Ah, man, I tried to cut it when it was only at $50. I could see the drop inbound. That's okay. I think we lost 200 on that, maybe 250. Wow, look at that. Just filled right back up. It's incredible. Up 16.25 on the day. Coming up on 9 o'clock, top of the hour. Is the top of the hour going to bring back some of the bearish movement? I don't know. 3,900 was what I estimated the peak being at. Let's pull back to the 12 EMA. I think this may actually, now that this has done this, it may actually start to rip again. I don't know. Right here, this is where it starts to get really challenging for me to interpret the direction. It's obvious that we're going upward, but as far as the like individual moves, this is where it starts to get challenging for me in terms of actually trading. And I've seen this from myself before in the past. Looking at the 5-minute chart, we went from 21.9 to 23.5 to 24.6 to 25.5. So we're only moving at about a factor of 1.0 towards the upside. I am more inclined to look at a potential short opportunity here, and maybe a move back down to 85. I could be wrong. I'm going to try to go short off 93 if I can get an entry. We got an entry at 93. And I'm looking to get out at 90. also trying to refine my shorting skills. Um, I'm definitely much more of a long-based trader, long bias, if you will. But I want to get good at shorting as well. I'm gonna put my buyback order at 91. Our entry is 93 on a short side. This is coming in with more buying pressure than I expected. Um, yeah, I'm gonna cut that. I made like 50 bucks on that one. I cut it because I could see the buying pressure coming in on this candle. So we may, get a pop up. It may fall back down, but that's okay. We walked away with a tiny profit, and I'm cool with that. Oh, there's the move down to 91. Just gotta trust my instincts. That would have been a nice trade. It held longer than I expected it to, which was why I cut it, because essentially if I'm in that trade for longer than even 1 minute, I start to get a little bit nervous, because a lot of the time when the moves happen, they happen within seconds, not minutes. That's not to say that there aren't moves that happen over multi-minute, but for scalping and stuff like that, I want to be in and out in under 30 seconds. I really do, a lot of the time. TTM looking like 2.2 to 1.9, so 1.3 to 0.9. So kind of flattening out a little bit, but not in a position to really go short or long right here for me. Even though I can see that there's some selling pressure, even though I can see that it's hitting strong resistance, even though there's almost like a what looks to be a head and shoulders pattern forming, but we have too much buying pressure. So it's kind of in this situation where it's like, okay, well, are we gonna go up or down? I don't really know, because I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of sit out and look for scalping opportunities. All right, there's that pullback. I guess I should have held that short, but you never know. Especially with that kind of support coming in, you can see over and over, it continues to support itself. And earlier in the stream, I actually took a long trade off of this exact kind of setup. I'm gonna check this on the 3-minute chart. 3 minutes been cooling now for 4 candles in a row. $17.3 down to $16.3 to $15.4 on the current. Moving in a factor of about 1.0 towards the cooling side. And finally getting cooling on the 5. Took it a doji on the 5 as well. The cooling though is basically flat, so really I'm just in this holding pattern right now. I'm just waiting. This does look like head and shoulders though, doesn't it? Kind of a longer stream today, guys, but there's a lot of bullish action happening, so a lot of fun in the trade world today. You can see a red candle forming on the TTM 1-minute side. which looks decent for a short. Maybe a short down to 87. Going short off 91 if I can get the entry. Short 91. And I'm looking for a move down to 87. This could just pop right here. I kind of hope it does not. I want to see the pullback. Like, if we get pullbacks, what that really does for us is it does allow us more long opportunities in the near future. So we are going red on the TTM, not by much though, 0.5 to 0.9, and we are nearing a 26 over 12 crossover. 9 is below 12, so that does look good for our short. And I'm trying to get out right here at the EMA 35, which is an exit at 88. Very close to our exit point. Just cutting it, taking that profit. Made 450 on that trade. I felt that I needed to move my exit point up about 2 ticks, and I wish that I had, because it would have filled. But you know, still happy with 450 on that. Big pullback on this. And I think that we may pull back even further, but the reason why I was put it right there at the EMA 35, you can see it literally came down and touched the EMA 35. We'll probably get a subsequent rip up here off of these shorts, but actually it looks more like we're going to continue dropping. So 26 over 12 official on the crossover. We may get some support here along the CMA 35. There's that pop back up that I was mentioning. Really, like when you have these big drops, a lot of times you'll get a pop up off that drop, and a lot of that is shorts that are filling. Which is always a funny phrase. I think it's hilarious, honestly. Fill your shorts. Alright, so up 21.25 on the day. It's our peak of the day so far. Coming up and hitting resistance off the upper band of the volume weighted average price. We may see continued pullback here. TTM looking like 0.5 to 1.2 to 1.7 to 2.1. So we're moving in a factor about a half a point to the downside. Pushing back up off that drop. Pretty heavy push up. I'm gonna check out, what time is it now? 9:08. I'm gonna check out the 3-minute chart. I have a new candle at 9:09, I think. It was in about 30 seconds. Yeah, 9:03, 9:06. Okay, so let's see, 16.3 to 15.3 to 14.3. Moving in a factor of 1.0, almost exactly on the TTM 3-minute side. You can see the head and shoulders candle beginning to form on the 3-minute chart as well. Switching over to the 5-minute side. Finding resistance, or finding support at 38.90, as well as resistance. Kind of just been acting as both. See, 25.1 on the 5, down to 24.6, moving a half a point to the downside. Not much. Definitely far more bullish. Imagine that there's probably a lot of people still holding contracts from way back when on the long side. Very clear, very evident head and shoulders pattern formed on the 1-minute though. I would need to see a fall below the EMA 35 in order to really kind of see some bearish move. The bearish move I could see would be a pullback down to the 50 EMA, which is right there at 85. We're at 89 right now. The more we diverge on the 1226, the more confident I'm going to feel on the short side. Short moving from 1.2 to 1.7 to 175 to 188 to 2.1 to again 2.1. So because that is sort of like leveling out, sort of flattening there, um, and you can even see yellow popping up here on the TTM. This may be our consolidation point and rip off of this. If you guys are hanging out, please like and subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. But I think at this point, guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Our peak of the day is $2,125 on the total results there. If you guys are not in our Discord group already, right now only about 10% of my subscribers join our Discord group. If you guys are not in our Discord community right now, please join. We have a lot of awesome people that share their trade ideas, share their results, explain why they failed, why they succeeded, and all that awesome stuff. I would love to see you guys in there. And also, too, if you want to earn funding in the futures market, make sure you check out Elite Trader Funding. They're one of the best in the biz. There's a link in the description and a promo code for you guys that is just for you guys. You guys will lock in a lifetime discount there. So, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. And I look forward to see you guys in the Discord community where I'm about to post my results on the day, what I did right, what I did wrong, and how I feel like I can improve. So, all right, guys, I will see you guys in there in that Discord community. Peace out for now, and we will see you guys tomorrow at 7:30 Pacific. That is 10:30 market time. And good luck out there in the markets today. It's looking like an awesome day. We'll see you there. Peace for now.